How Did We Get Here? Starring Mouse and Creep. Episode 4. Pardon me while I go kick the shit out of the water cycle. Hello everyone and welcome back to How Did We Get Here? My name is Mouse.
And I'm Creep.
For those of you who are unaware of the format of the podcast, there is no format.
Nope.
We simply talk, we see where the conversation goes, and try to find our way back. As the description says, a podcast that goes nowhere about nothing, and we try to find our way back.
Yeah. And we always fail.
We always fail. That's the point.
Yeah.
Well, that isn't the point. I would like at least one time for us to be able to find our way back.
We'd have to be a lot more awake for that, I think.
Yeah. All right, so we begin. My wife actually had a really interesting. She didn't wake me up to it, but I woke up at like 8:30 or something because the landlord was banging around with pots and pans again for some reason.
Well, maybe he has to fight a pot monster every night.
I like that idea. I like the concept that he comes downstairs and he's like, "Oh fuck this again." But she was telling me about how she had a dream about James Franco. I'm like, okay. What was it? And I said, "Did you guys like get down and do something?" She said, "No, he was mean to me and sprayed me with a water bottle." Like, what? It's like, okay, so that apparently what had happened was that she was in a class in a school bus that was on fire, and James Franco was the teacher, and she was sitting at the back. Because that's where all the cool kids hang out. All the cool kids hang out in the back of it. Yeah, they're on fire. And she was saying that he was mean to her and got her with a spray bottle of water. And he let the kids at the front of the bus leave, but the rest had to stay. I'm thinking, is this one of those like kind of fucking contemporary art pieces he's doing? Teaching a class in a school bus on fire is meant to represent what? And I was like, I'll tweet him for you. This is James Franco. You were a dick to my wife in her dream last night. Cut that shit out.
You owe me.
You owe me. And like, was like you have to suffer for your art. So, like,
yeah,
like I don't understand. Like, is that why it was on fire? You have to suffer for art.
I don't get dreams. I don't try to figure them out.
You ever had a reoccurring one?
I've had a horrible reoccurring dream since I was about 4.
Do tell.
It's not super detailed, but it's essentially. And I used to talk in my sleep a lot.
I still do, apparently.
Before I met my girlfriend, I still kind of do, but not as much. Now more than anything, I just talk about numbers because of our job.
Because of work, yeah. Kim was actually telling me about that. She said her boyfriend woke up and just, what the hell does 42 mean? Does 4-2? What the hell is 4-2? Try again. It's like 4-2. She's like, oh god, I'm doing it in my sleep. Yeah. There's been weirder things.
You're now a pecker. Bravo.
Mm.
But, yes, essentially, I had it every night because of my insomnia. Every time I'd pass out, I'd have a dream.
All right.
And it was essentially, it was a mall that didn't exist. I built it in my head. It's a really huge mall with a bunch, like 40 floors, and it's like ridiculously staggered, and there's different escalators. It's a nice mall in my head. There's some weird stores with really high ceilings. But essentially, it was like me hanging out in the mall with my friend, whoever it is at the point. Like, whoever my best friend is us hanging out in the mall. And then these weird, like, anthropomorphic ant-men show up. And it's, at the beginning, it's always like they're the cool kids.
Okay.
And they're picking on us. And then, eventually, we get into a fight, and I kick the crap out of the lead one. Like, yeah, I kicked the crap out of you, Ant-Man.
I kicked the crap out of a giant ant.
And then his dad shows up.
Give me all your sugar water.
And then his dad shows up, but the thing is...
His dad shows up.
His dad's not an anthropomorphic ant. He's like a 5-story tall giant ant. And then I just spend the entire thing like hiding in a mall from this giant ant. I'm not afraid of ants in any way, but I have this dream a lot. Where's this giant ant like, where are you? And he's coming around the corners and like hiding in the Jamba Juice. And my friend's been, like, pincered in half, and he's like, help, and I'm just, shut the fuck up, man, I'm gonna die because of you.
Oh, that is messed.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had that.
I've had that, like, at least 40 times.
Huh. That is weird. No, I still talk in my sleep, though. Most of the time, I don't really say anything coherent.
I super do.
On the occasion that I do say something coherent, I beg my wife, tell me what I said, because I really, really, really want to know. And one of the this was years ago, back when I was still in college in the theater program. We were doing When You Coming Back, Red Ryder as our play, and one of the scenes was the antagonist looks to my character's wife and says, "Our Lady with the violin, come here, I got something for you." And we had made this joke in the class that what we should do for the last day, which, mind you, that if we ever fucked up the play on purpose, that was an automatic fail for the class, so it didn't matter. But what it was we replace this $10,000 violin in the play with a big black rubber dildo. And so this was a problem, because that we had come up with this, because now when my character was attacking Stephen, or Red, in the play, the main protagonist, when we were going at one another, and we would be the scene was I had to pick up the violin and run across the stage and try to smash it on the counter. Yeah. And Red was supposed to stop me. Then we would struggle, look at one another. I would let go of the violin and he would take it from me and put it on the counter. And then I would go back to my seat. What had happened was, after that moment, every time we came together for that struggle, we would imagine this great big black dildo in my hand. And as we're struggling, it flopping all around and smacking us in the face. And we couldn't contain ourselves. We could not contain ourselves through this. And we had to do this scene over and over and over again in order to just get this out of our system. And that even on, not opening night, but the night after, we thought about it. While we were on stage in front of an audience fighting, we could see it in each other's eyes that we were fucking thinking about this. And so he is able to look down. I had nowhere else to look. So I looked towards the other cast members with this great big laughing smile on my face. And so they had to they had to over-exaggerate their looks of horror and shock in order to not freak out. But going back to talking in your sleep, what had happened was, because of this, is the line then became, "Our Lady of the Black Dildo, come here, I've got something for you." How much did that dildo cost? $10,000. So what had happened was, I stayed over the night at a friend's place, and they would drive me to the SkyTrain in the morning, which I appreciated. And what had happened was, I crashed on the couch. I was passed out entirely. And while they're playing, I think it was Dead Space, while they're playing Dead Space, I'm laying on the couch asleep, and I go, "Our Lady of the Black Dildo, come here, I got something for you." And they had to stop. They had to stop playing to watch and see what I was going to say next, because what the fuck? Why is he in a play where the line is, "Our Lady of the Black Dildo"?
I have the same kind of thing where I've had really bad insomnia since I was about 6. And my best friend growing up, Brian, also had really bad insomnia. Like, we would stay up.
2 peas in a pod.
We would stay up and essentially play video games for like 14 hours at a time and not sleep. So there'd be like we'd crash about the same time. And I remember we had a bunch of people coming over just to hang out. And it was about 2 a.m. They're all playing Dance Dance Revolution or whatever.
Boo.
I passed the fuck out.
I used to like DDR, so I can't say.
I'm sitting on the ground and I have my head on the couch arm, essentially.
Okay.
And Brian immediately passes out, too, on a chair across the room.
Kind of like how women time their periods, you time your pass-outs.
Yeah, so it was like an hour later, but he passed out. And then, since we both talked in our sleep, we started having a conversation.
With one another while you were asleep.
Which was coherent. And the people thought we were awake. Because it's like, "Hey, Brian." Like, what? This is apparently what I said. I was like, "How much oil do you think I can fit inside of that back of that pickup?" And then since he's a really smart person, he actually, in his sleep, broke it down. It was, "How big's the bed of the pickup truck?" Like, "Normal size." Like, "Okay." He's like, 8 meters by and he goes through all the math, and he actually explains coherently in his sleep, because we're being filmed while we're doing this, because like, they're sleeping.
There's video of this
somewhere.
Okay.
He's like, they're sleeping. And Brian works out like how much oil you could fit in the back of a pickup truck. He's like, but it won't be watertight.
It won't be what I was about to say.
like,
it wouldn't be watertight.
And then in my sleep, I'm like, I get a tarp from Home Depot for like $19.95. It's on sale right now. And we're having this big long conversation, just constantly talking about this. And then eventually, like, someone's like, wake up, and just, what? Yeah. Why are you talking about oil? Fuck are you talking about? I'm sleeping. Fuck off. And I go back to bed. I go lay on the couch properly and go to sleep. And Brian just, so about that oil. And like, he's still talking about it, but I'm awake and like, wait, what's he talking about? And like, you guys are talking about oil in the back of a pickup truck. Well, that's good. At least we know now. Like, it was the weirdest thing.
I remember, this is just about sleep deprivation, sort of. I had a friend back when the PlayStation 3 was still $599 US. His grandma got him one. He was a spoiled cunt. But his grandma got him one. And what had happened was he had played through all of Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay. He said it was great. So he comes over, which I actually have a copy of, thanks to Michelle. She actually, before she left, she brought like 9 games to work, and I was like, I'll take them. So I just took them. So I got like most of those down there are hers. But he comes over to show me Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
And the last cinematic of that movie is 2 hours fucking long. Just the last cinematic is 2 hours long.
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there.
It's unbearable.
I'm like, he comes over sometime in.
What's that? Just a quick caveat: if you're ever gonna play Metal Gear Solid 4, before you kill Ocelot, go take a piss, because you can't pause that scene. Go on.
Spoilers for a game that's over 10 years old.
Go on.
But yeah, go take a piss.
I had
seriously.
to piss.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss something.
But anyway, so he comes over at sometime around like maybe 11, 12 o'clock. Yeah. This was back when I was still waking up early for work. So he comes over, hooks my parents were on like vacation or something like that. So he comes over and he plugs the PlayStation into the TV, and he plays Metal Gear Solid 4 all day. And I'm sitting there on the couch all day watching, because I like Metal Gear. I do, except Metal Gear Solid 2. I feel that in order to appreciate Metal Gear Solid 2, you need to play 1, 2, 3, 4, then go back to 2.
Yeah.
2 is something you need to understand the whole story in order to understand, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
It's very confusing. But anyway, so I'm sitting there the whole day watching Metal Gear Solid, and at about, we're talking like 11, 12 o'clock, I have not moved all day on this couch, just watching. And because of that, I'm quite comfortable. And the fireplace is on, so I'm quite warm. And I began to pass out during the final cinematic of the movie. And I must have lost at least 40 minutes because of me being passed out watching this thing. Because as interesting as it is, in the whole context of the story, it just drones on. There's so much information that it throws at you.
There's a lot of pauses where there's like dramatic effect.
Yeah.
A lot.
And there's a lot of times where Snake goes like
when Snake turns around in the graveyard, spoiler.
Yeah.
But the fact that turning takes him like a minute and a half just to turn, because it's like when his trench coat's going. I'm here to fucking turn around like a normal person.
Yeah, or the other problem that they have in Metal Gear games, which is like, just give me a sentence. Give me a sentence about a certain topic.
I don't fucking Hot Wheels cars go.
Hot Wheels cars, and he'll do that. Like you'll say something to him, like, and the super baby method, and he'll just repeat the last part of a sentence as a question. They do that a lot in Metal Gear because then the person that Snake is talking to has to explain it, because we're sitting there going super baby method, and he goes super baby method, and they go yes, the super baby method. But and so I must have lost at least 40 minutes of it, and until I started to listen to Metal Gear Solid 4, I think it's called, like, on YouTube, it's like Metal Gear Solid 4 the movie. Yeah. Where it's just all the cinematics throughout the movie all together. It's like 12 hours long or something like that.
Yeah, about that.
Until that was something that I did, I didn't see it, and so it was all totally lost on me the whole ending point of the movie, including when Big Boss kills Zero, and why.
Yeah.
Totally lost on me.
That's pretty funny.
And that's bullshit, because the whole time I'm sitting there going, who is this fucking old guy? Who is this old guy in the wheelchair, and why is it such a big deal that they kill him?
Who the hell cares? He's old and crippled.
Yeah.
Going back to theater, because I have a story that pisses me off. Do you have a story that happened in theater where someone could have improv something and you feel like you should have killed them for set?
I'll tell you about this one after you, because I've got one that just absolutely infuriates me.
I have one. Okay, so we always had we learned improv in our theater. It was a big thing because we weren't as big as your guys' theater department. We were much smaller.
Okay.
So we had things that would
I'm guessing you were like a self-funded kind of thing.
No, it was funded by the school, but like
not anywhere near the amount.
Not as much as the Bells.
This was like if you want something to work, you have to put in your own time kind of thing.
I used to spend I actually for one weekend broke the law because I got my teacher to lock me into the building, and I spent the weekend in the theater department rigging the lights and building the set because we had no time to do it.
So you're based, it's kind of like what Dennis Leary used to do when he was younger. Okay.
Yeah, so we would have to do everything. I had to do all the lights. We would rig things. Me and my friend Philip would have to like figure out the soundboard. Like we didn't have instructions for it. So we do all this shit. So it was a lot of work. So I had to build the sets because no one else knew how to do carpentry and the carpentry department wouldn't help. So we got the wood.
Yeah, our carpentry department had to help. That was part of it.
They just didn't have time, I guess.
Stagecraft.
So, is this scene, like, we learned how to improv. Like, there was another scene where it was, I played a character that was in a pantomime, didn't exist. His name is Buttons.
Okay.
He was Cinderella's best friend, who was
Was he a mouse?
No.
Okay.
I was a human. My name was Buttons. I was a pantomime, so I was a made-up character.
Okay.
And I had a hat that was 100% covered in buttons. And my jacket was 100% covered in buttons.
Jesus Christ.
This girl who did a costume, Whitney, spent like probably 100 hours sewing on individual random buttons to make this jacket. And this
they have little things now. They go and it puts the button on for you. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gorgeous. But the people that I was trying to train to do the like bringing the props out were supposed to bring out there's supposed to be like a fake rocking horse.
Okay.
Because there's a scene where I'm trying to cheer up Cinderella about, come on, everything's fine. We'll pretend to go to the ball ourselves. And they didn't bring out any of the props. So I had to sell this that I was that crazy. So I just went and grabbed like a chair and sat down like, let's go. And I grabbed another chair and made her sit beside me, and she didn't know what to do.
Oh, she froze up.
She froze up. But I saved it because like, let's go to the thing. I just pretended to ride a fake horse and went ape shit crazy with it. And she started to laugh, and then she remembered her lines and kept going. Like, it's improv. You have to figure it out. So, go back, building the set. I'm not allowed to drill into the floor.
No, why would you?
No, we used to be able to.
Oh, really?
The principal said I wasn't allowed to do it.
I'm guessing that's because they didn't have any money to fucking replace the floor.
We had, I don't remember if it's an actual play or if one of our people wrote it. It's called 7 Stories. It's 7 people's stories, 7 stories up in the air. I think it's an actual written one.
It's not. Do not quote me, but I'm pretty sure that it's not an actual play so much as it's a format. Yeah, because I remember that format.
I think it's up. They updated and made the characters. So
yeah, because I remember that. I remember doing that.
Essentially, on the 7th story, there's 7 windows with 7 people in it. They each have their own story, and they're all. The guy on the window is getting ready to commit suicide, and throughout the play, essentially, he talks to all these people standing out on this ledge, and he's gonna kill himself. And then he essentially goes like, "Okay, I have faith in humanity because I've talked to all these people who have it harder than me." And he doesn't kill himself. So
I think that's an actual play then, because the format's different in comparison to that play.
So the problem was, I had to put it up on like a upstage. So like it was about 1.5 feet up. From the normal stage, and I had to build the set, but I'm not allowed to drill into anything. So I had to like use sandbags, and I built trusses, and like I couldn't do anything.
That sounds really dangerous.
So the wall could move. It was up on the thing. It was safe, but it could move slightly. So there's people retching on it, and after retching on it, going through the windows, talking and stuff, the wall was moving back and forth essentially. So Vincent, fucking Vincent. I hope he listens to this. You know who you are, Vincent, you piece of shit. So he's the other guy.
Fucking Vincent.
He pisses me off so much.
Put on a fucking t-shirt.
He learned improv. He learned it the same time I did and everything. So this motherfucker, remember, we are 7 stories in the air. So the wall got closer to the edge. So he only had about an inch of ledge instead of a half a foot.
Because after that inch was the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the wall kept moving towards
okay,
it.
that's perfectly fine. I thought there was like nothing behind it. That's
so the
entirely
thing was,
different.
he steps out to commit suicide, and then he goes, oh, God damn it, there's someone else committing suicide. And then they have an argument about who's supposed to commit suicide. So he doesn't have much of a ledge. So he falls off. And you know what you're thinking? This is a great moment for anyone who does improv. You just fell off a 7-story building. Grab onto the ledge and start panicking. Get the other person to come help you, and then climb back up to the ledge, because you can move the wall. So he could have kicked the wall, grabbed up, and like, I super don't want to die now, or something, right? You could have done anything. This motherfucker falls off, lands on the ground, just lands on his feet, and goes, oh, that's not good. Whoops.
What?
In the middle of the fucking production, and then just stands back up on the ledge. Like, wow, way to fucking rape that magic to death, you piece of shit. Like, everyone who was watching it was like, why didn't he just pretend? Even if it...
Pretend like there was a secondary ledge or something like that. Like
it's pitch black on the floor. It's pitch black.
Yeah.
So if anything, he should have went, ah! And just fucking laid on the ground and then, like, crawled off. Because if anything, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, and just cut over his scene. That would have been funny. Because if this guy is like, especially if you've seen the play before, and he's like, I'm coming out to kill my... and then died. It would have been funny. But he just went, whoops.
Like, he could have at the very least, like, you know how, like, the old, I don't know if it's old, they're probably still quite relevant, in New York, like you remember in Ghostbusters 2 when the baby's crawling along the ledge? Why not fall off one of those ledges and land on an extended ledge?
Yeah.
That would have been fine.
Or been like, wow, there's a fire escape right here. This is fucking weird.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Anything. But no, he just went whoops and stood there like floating in the people watching the play's mind, because we did the lighting good, that he was just floating in the sky 7 stories up. So it ruined it. And the rest of the play, just disbelief was gone.
I didn't have a problem with improv.
I hate him. Fuck you, Vincent. It pisses me off every day.
We didn't do improv, really. We did improv, I think 1, maybe 2 times we did improv. The rest of it was scripted, or at least we had like a general direction of where we were supposed to be going.
But we learned improv for those fuck-ups.
Oh, okay.
When something fucks up, instead of just saying whoops or anything like that, you need to be able to stay on your game. And
yeah, like we had one of those, actually. We had one of those moments. There was... It was during When You Coming Back, Red Rider. We had a grill in the back, an actual grill in the diner that we were doing the play in, where I got actually cooked and made breakfast. So did the woman playing my wife, and so did 2 other people on another table.
Weird.
We actually had breakfast, and so we actually had eggs and toast and condiments and shit like that. And we actually every night, sometimes twice, I had an egg sandwich. It was fucking fantastic. But one time, the problem was you can't hear in the audience the sound of eggs crackling. You can hear the sound of toast popping up. You can't hear the sound of eggs crackling on the scrambled eggs on the fryer. So they had these sound effects of eggs on a fryer. The problem was that they can't put it on loop, because they're always like roll on 6, and then they would press 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, prep for 6, and then they would prep and click. One of the things, for the sound effects of the eggs cracking on the cooking on the stove on this grill, it was like a minute and 12 seconds or something like that. This sound effect. 1 minute and 12 seconds straight of eggs on a grill. And after that minute and 12 seconds, they had to hit the button again to play the sound again. But they had to do it on a different channel, because the first channel was still being used. The problem is that if you had the sound effect on 1 and you rolled on 2, it would cause an audio feedback loop. You know, like when it goes, it gets louder and louder and louder, and it just becomes. It's like a this is talking Carl.
What you would have to do is go like 5-6 really fast.
Yeah. You'd have to end it and then start it again.
Yeah.
But but the problem is that this one night they fucked it up with the audio loop. And so it did go, and it got really fucking loud, and they said that if anything happens, just unplug the fucking speaker. But it was such a shock that it stayed for like 3 seconds, this fucking noise, until the girl who was playing, the girl behind the counter, reached across and pulled this fucking thing out. And the guy who was the antagonist looks around and goes, "Everything okay with that grill back there?" And she goes, "Just fine," because she's still able to cook.
Great.
Yeah, because she's still able to cook.
Yeah.
But the sound effect was fucked up.
I have one with that where it was another improv thing, but the guy did it amazingly. There's a kid named Christian. In grade...
How's Christian? Is Christian okay?
Christian's a great guy.
Okay.
He's about 6'8", and this was in grade 9. He's huge. So there's a scene in, I think it was Little Red Riding Hood, but the pantomime.
Okay.
So there's a scene where he's supposed to be outside, and it's raining, because that was the way it was written. So it's raining on him. So what I did was I built a rain system. If you don't know how that is, it's 2 big PVC pipes with end caps, and then they have funnels. And then you have someone pouring like a Home Depot bucket of water into the funnels, and it essentially just, you drill little holes in the PVC pipe and it looks like rain.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to like stick his head through and he's soaking wet, and he's like, "Sup," and then it's like the whole point of this,
Sup.
the whole point of the scene is that he's getting wet.
It's running down his back and into his pants. Oh, Christ.
He had 2 costumes and everything for it.
Damn well better. I'd be pissed off.
The thing was, I built the rain system, but I didn't install it. This kid named Jacob installed it.
How's Jacob?
Jacob was an okay guy, but he fucked up.
So fuck Jacob for this particular moment.
So
Christian's good. Fuck Jacob.
So during the scene, the rain thing falls.
Oh, Jesus.
And hits him in the head.
Oh.
But the thing is, he doesn't skip a beat, and he goes, "Oh, that's not raining at all. What is this doing here?" And he did it. "That's dumb." And he just like ripped it off and went, "Huh," and threw it on the ground and just stayed in character. Just like, "This is not raining at all."
I would have been like, "Wow, water cycle my ass."
But
some prick installed this.
"Fucking Jacob!" And runs to the bathroom, plowing him with the pipe.
Pardon me for a moment. I have to go beat the shit out of the water cycle.
But just like that moment of just, "Well, it's not raining at all. How did I not notice that before?" Huh.
That's strange. I didn't notice this until now. Everything else is dry but this particular place. Why didn't I just step to the side? I'd be fine. Like, my shoes would be wet, but...
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to change in 15 minutes. That's how you get a cold. No, this one time we had we did 2 plays. When You Coming Back, Red Riding Hood, and Imperfect. And Imperfect was all about the quote-unquote insane asylum woodlands down in New West. That was a disgusting play. But regardless, nothing really happened during that one. It was all pretty much, we knew what was going on. We knew how to tell these stories. We knew how to fuck with people. And that was the whole point, was to play to the heartstrings of everybody. But during When You Coming Back, Red Rider, I was supposed to have a fight with my wife at one point in time. A fight. That means you get angry at one another. Now, how people get angry at one another is subjective, and it's debatable on how different people react different ways. Like, I get quite loose. My dad gets tight. Stuff like that. Everyone gets angry differently.
Stabby.
Yeah, you get stabby. Everyone acts differently. Why do you have your knife on you anyway? Do you always carry that thing with you?
I always have a knife.
Okay.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Unless I'm in a different country where I'm not allowed to carry it, and then fuck that country.
Like when we were in Vegas.
Ugh.
Yeah, fuck America where you can't have knives.
Well, no, you just can't bring them. Who would have saved me in that fucking moped rape dungeon?
Fucking
anyway,
right.
Go on.
We were supposed to get angry, and so I'm face to face with my wife in this play, and I'm getting angry at her, but she's not getting angry at me. She's getting upset with me. And I don't want you to get upset. I want you to get angry. That's the point of the scene, for you to get angry at me. And she didn't get angry at me, and so I kept on whispering to her during the scene. We weren't on stage in front of an audience. We were just in front of the director. He was directing us as we were doing shit. Yeah. I'm whispering to her, "Get angry with me, get angry with me." And she's basically, at the end of it, she tells me to shut the fuck up, and she walks off because she's so fucking angry that I was telling her what to do. And I'm thinking, look. And so later on, we had this discussion where the guy who was the main antagonist, a super fucking duper opinionated son of a bitch, and her were basically saying, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have told her to get angry. I was exploring, she said. I'm like, fucking explore after you do what the director tells you.
Yeah.
The director tells you to do it a certain way. You do it that way. Explore afterward. If it doesn't work, explore. If it works, then you say, can I try it a different way? That's fine. But in the real world of acting, when the director says do it this way, you fucking do it that way. Otherwise, you looked at unprofessional, not knowing how to take direction, and they don't call you back.
See, we did the same thing for another one of our...
This was years ago, and I'm still pissed.
Yeah, there's another one of our play. But I figured out how to make someone have the certain emotion. So there was a fuck up in this play originally because I was supposed to be a businessman. I was supposed to be uptight, and I wore a polo, and it was me and my wife, and then this other guy and his wife, and we're friends going on vacation. We're having an argument. But the problem was I had lime green hair.
Oh, I remember that. You were telling me about that.
And
I really want to. If there's a picture of that, do you still have your beard?
No, I didn't have.
I don't want to see it then. I don't want to see it then.
I didn't have any facial hair.
I don't want to see you in your.
I was in high school.
I don't want to see you in your cute little baby face.
So I had a lime green mohawk. But the thing was, my hair was growing out on the side, so I dyed it black for this role. The problem was, I don't remember if it was punky color or some shit like that.
It was probably punky.
Awful.
It was probably very manic.
But the problem is, it was blue-black.
Okay.
So the thing was, the green that was in my hair...
Did you always have it up, or did you, like, slick it back at times?
I had both.
I'll bet you slick back looks fucking sick. Like, how far did it go back down?
My mohawk was about 1.5 feet tall.
So it went about down to like the small, between shoulder blades?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool. This
But,
blue and black thing slicked back, maybe get a pony. Oh, that's fucking
But
cool.
anyway, I put the blue and black dye in. This dye sucked. All the black washed out.
Leaving gray?
I wish leaving gray. So this was lime green hair that blue-black got mixed into it. So my hair...
Blonde?
No, that would have been great too, because I could have just dealt with that. My hair went teal, purple, pink, green, red. It went like 8 different colors because the blue was mixing with this green dye that was already in my hair and fucking up. At the end of this, I look like a My Little Pony doll. I was adorable.
I would have fucking rocked that, man.
I really wanted to keep it, but for the role I wasn't supposed to have it. But I was like, I want this hair. It looks so like no one can have this hair. It's rainbow colored to a ridiculous extent. And it was by accident.
Did you ever see that gif of that Asian girl who had black hair, but when she would run her hand through her hair, it was all the different colors of the rainbow
all
on the
her
inside?
underlines are...
Yeah. Was it kind of like that, only without the black?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was by accident. But essentially, like, I had to shave my head for the role.
Fuck.
So I was bald.
So you were bald and had nothing on your face.
Yeah, so...
White flour.
I looked like an adult at that point. But we're supposed to be having a fight. Me and this guy get to the point where apparently he thinks I'm trying to fuck his wife, which I wasn't. But there's like the whole point where it's like we get into a fist fight where we're supposed to fight. And I taught him how to stage fight, and it was fine. But he didn't show any aggression in any way, shape, or form.
He was scripting.
The first night, he was not angry at all. Like, he was, we're fist fighting kind of thing. So it didn't get sold. So at the second night, my teacher went like, we need to figure out how to make him get angry. And we were trying to do it in practice and get him angry, and it didn't work. So right before that scene, because it cuts to black, and it's us downstairs in the bar of this hotel that we're at. So essentially, he's about to walk onto stage, and I'm supposed to enter on the left side. He's supposed to enter on the right side. I ran around and just went, hey, what? And I punched him in the fucking head. As hard as I could. He went, fuck! What the fuck? Like, take it to the stage, nigger. And I just ran around. and he was so mad, but it was sold the scene. It was amazing.
Like, you guys were throwing one another across the bar at that point.
Yeah, we were. And he got there, and he's like, I'm going to fight you. And they're like, wow, that was really believable. And he went, thanks for doing that. Like, that sold it. Because he's like, I realized what I did wrong, but, like, the aggression he had, like, I'm gonna fucking murder you! It's like, I'm gonna do this every night. He's like, please don't.
Please don't punch me.
So
I'll just remember it.
The next night, because it was the last show.
Did you pull his pants down?
No, the last show, I was gonna go punch him again. And they're like, he's expecting it, and he's not gonna be mad this time. So I got this really timid girl named Chelsea.
Oh, God. Did you get her to punch him in the head?
She's like 98 pounds. But I was like, just go punch him in the head. So she's like,
go punch him in the
she's like,
hey, I'll give you 50 if you go punch him in the head.
She's like, hey, how's it going? And he had a crush on her.
Oh, God.
And he's like, gosh, fine. And then she just went, pop, and popped him in the nose. Like, fuck! And just cut
Pop, creep fucked me.
And he's like, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker.
Do you? Because I have one. I have a revenge. Do you have a revenge story?
In real life?
No, for theater.
No.
Someone did something, and then you got back at them. Someone did something to you on stage, and you got back to them on stage.
Yeah.
Give me that one, and then I'll give you mine.
Okay, so it was Little Red Riding Hood.
I really hope the timer does not go off. I'm enjoying these.
Okay. It was Little Red Riding Hood, but it was a pantomime. So if you don't know what pantomime is, it's whoever is the chief female in the role player, the play, gets played by the chief male actor, which was me.
That's what Benedict Cumberbatch did.
Yeah, so I was the grandma in Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And my friend Steven was the wolf. And there's a scene where it's like he's supposed to throw a...
Oh, Hansel, the crows have eaten our bread. He's like, yo, hold on, I got this.
I was so believable as the grandma that my family came and saw the play. And after the fact, when I took all the makeup off and came out, they said, you weren't in that play. Where were you? I was the old lady in the pink dress and the... Fuck off.
I was the wheat.
So,
I was that apple tree outside
I was the
Grandma's.
main character. So, oh no, wait, Stephen is the king and this other king.
There's a king in Little Red Riding Hood?
It's a pantomime change.
Okay.
So, he's hitting on me the whole entire
because
thing.
I just got super concerned there because I haven't heard
he
one
played a wolf
railer.
in a different play, but there's a wolf. And the wolf was supposed to come up near the end of the play and put a pie in my face. But
this means you're eating.
It's a tin, but it's a tin just with whipped cream in it.
Mm.
And the second to last night, there was a real fucking pie in it.
Oh, that's good.
And it fucking hit me in the face.
What was it?
Pie, like, I don't know. I just remember, there's something red. It was like...
Cherry?
Yeah, something.
Nice.
But it's like
cherry,
just,
rhubarb.
And
not a rhubarb.
I was ready for whipped cream and just like this shit in my eyes and bread all over me. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. So,
there's bread in my eyes.
So the very last night, like we were talking, I was like, oh, that's fine. The very last night, when he's supposed to go grab the pie, I was ready for this motherfucker because he's like, it was funny. Everyone laughed. We'll do it again.
And I pulled out a taser and I...
So he runs up to grab the pie.
And I pied him.
And I smacked the pie out of his hand and then punched it into him. So it went over him. And then he was like, fuck. And I tripped him and grabbed a fire extinguisher that I hid on the side of the stage and just started fire extinguishing him. He's like, God, what the hell? So all these kids that are watching this play are fucking breaking up because it's like, the wolf's right behind you, Grandma. And then just like Grandma shit kicks the crap out of the wolf.
Jesus Christ.
It was a great...
Because then he limps away going, I let you win! That's fucking great. Okay. It always comes back to this, and I wish it didn't, but nothing happened in the other one. It wasn't a happy play. In When You Coming Back, Red
We're talking
Rider...
about theater a lot today.
It's just the topic. When we were doing When You Coming Back, Red Rider, I had to get kicked in the nuts at one scene. Right at the end, before I get hogtied. I got hogtied, and I gotta fucking tell you that when you're hogtied...
God, I got an erection.
I didn't mind. No, what happened was, they're tying us up... The problem is they're tying us up with electrical tape.
So
don't
they're
fucking
not
do that.
hog-tying you, they're raping you.
No, really hogtied. Like, they tied my hands together, so he tied my hands together behind my back, tied my feet together, then tied my feet to my hands.
What, you didn't have prop rope or anything?
No, I had to be tied with... Anyway, so what happened was, right before he hog-ties me, I have to get kicked in the nuts. That's what stops me from attacking him, is getting kicked in the nuts.
Okay.
I get kicked in the nuts. And the thing what we did is I come at him with a bit of a... I try to get him and like push him, and then he turns around, pushes me back, and kicks me in the nuts. And I had to, on the pushback, open my legs to kind of like stabilize myself, and he would kick me on the inside of my leg. Yeah. That was the stage fighting. Kick me on the inside of the leg.
Yeah.
He missed. And he kicked me in the nuts. So when I drop to the fucking ground and I'm moaning at my wife to fuck off, because she comes to my aid, just fuck off, don't touch me. That was my line. Don't touch me.
Well, in general,
I'm actually holding my balls because he kicked me in the balls. And I think he did it on purpose, because we had a bit of an argument before the show. So the next day, knowing his family is in the audience, at one point in time I got to slap him on stage. Now you're thinking to yourself, I really slapped him. No. I didn't really slap him. What I did instead is, before the show, I went into the bathroom and distributed some free literature. Oh. Then I slapped him in front of his family. All rights, I cock slapped him in front of his family.
Oh, God. What the hell, man?
I don't regret it. He was a prick. The thing about this guy is that he used to be in high school a fat guy. He was a fat guy. But then he worked hard and went on a diet and started eating right, and he became a big guy.
Okay.
The problem is that now he's got this, I was a fat guy, now I'm a bulky guy, look how great I am attitude.
Okay.
And that transferred into everything he did. I don't regret what I did. No, it was fun. And there's only a couple people I've actually told that I did this.
Well, now that's the whole internet.
I don't give a shit. Let him know. It's not like this guy's gonna fucking hear it, and even if he does, what's he gonna do?
He didn't know it was at the time he put cum on his face?
Oh, I didn't put cum on his face.
Oh.
I didn't jerk off into my hand and then slapped him across.
Oh, you just had
I just had I just had a quickie and then slapped him.
I thought you meant like you jerked off.
No.
No.
I'm not that. Do you have any idea the time difference it was between the beginning of the play?
Well, I don't know.
I'm on the stage.
You
from
have dedication.
I'm on the stage from beginning to. I have dedication. I'm on the stage from beginning to end. I'm handling food. I'm handling the girl who was my wife.
I like.
I'm handling.
Just like your
everything's covered in semen by the end of it.
Your left hand just full of cum. And be like, grab the burger with your left hand. Fuck off! I have a plan.
Fuck off! I have a plan.
You could have done it into like a Ziploc bag and just gone off stage.
No. What kind of monster would I be?
That's not so bad then.
Oh, it's not so bad if it's in a Ziploc bag.
No, but like it was just like a dick hand.
It was just a dick hand. That's it.
I thought you meant like you.
No, I just distributed some free.
I was much more ashamed of you.
No, I don't. Fine. Let these fuckers be ashamed of me too. I don't give a damn. But no, that was my only revenge one. You kicked me in the nuts. I cock slapped you in front of your family.
Did you tell him you did it?
Of course not. I told a couple of other people. I told two of my friends who I'm still in contact with in the theater program that I did it. And on some levels, maybe this guy knows it. He just got married a little while ago. I hope that when his wife...
sent him a Facebook message. Congratulations. By the way, my cock touched your face.
What? No, I don't know how... While we were on stage talking about getting kicked in the nuts, because he had to kick me in the nuts, he was telling me a story about his friend who would kick his friends in the nuts. To which my only response was, "Why hasn't this man been murdered and eaten yet?" But he was telling us a story about how like he went to go give his friend a high five. High five, man! He goes to give him a high five. When he puts his hand up, he just boots him square in the nuts as hard as he can. And I'm talking like toe hits bone kind of kick. And it's one of those kicks where you just stand there for a little while
with your hand up,
and you just like you realize what's happened. It's like at a very panicked moment, your brain moves faster and reality kind of speeds up in your head. Your adrenaline like absolutely fucking kicks in. And I kind of think that that's what happened to him. He put his hand up and he got kicked in the nuts and he goes, "Something's going to happen in a minute. I don't know what's going to happen, but something amazing is going to happen." And then you drop to the fucking ground.
I've had that a couple times.
I only had that when I cut my hand on my big fucking...
Penis.
Was my big fucking penis. No, it was a knife for insulation, like the big thick rock insulation. And I bought it from work. It was like $12 with a 10% discount. It was like $12, and I have a wouldn't say ceremony, but it's just something I used to do when I was younger. That every knife I owned, I would stab it into the back of this couch. If you look at the back of this couch, there's a whole bunch of lines from all the knives I had that I've stabbed in. It was just what I did. There's a line of styrofoam past the material, and I thought that's all it was, because this is a very light couch. This is a light couch for what it is. And I thought that that's exactly what the back was, just very thick styrofoam. Because every time I'd put a knife in, it would go and then it would stop in the styrofoam. I would never break through the styrofoam. But this insulation knife was about 9 inches long. Razor sharp. Loved this thing. Took it home, grabbed a hold of it, and I was looking at the back of my couch, and I'm thinking, I want to stick this into the back of my couch. Is there a possibility that something bad could happen to me? I'm thinking, it's a rubber grip, so lots of grip on this rubber. It has a hard time. There's no friction on rubber. I got a good strong grip. Let's see what happens. So I stabbed this thing into the back of my fucking couch hard, and my hand slides down the blade while I grip it. Yeah, and so I got myself across here, up, and across. One of the scariest things, just because as soon as my hand hit because there was a piece of wood in there, apparently. Past the styrofoam, there's a piece of wood. And my hand slid down the blade, and as I'm holding this knife in my hand, knife, I'm thinking to myself, that didn't hurt. And again, like, reality kick was slower.
You have adrenaline.
Yeah, the adrenaline rush hit me. And it was amazing how quick it hit. It was instant how quick that fucking thing hit.
It kind of depends on what happens to you, too.
Yeah. Well, my hand slid down the blade, and I went, that didn't hurt. I've cut myself before. When I cut myself, it hurts. Yeah. This doesn't hurt. So maybe I didn't do anything. Maybe I just slid down it, and everything's okay. And then I opened my hand, and that's when I opened up the wounds. Like, fuck! And I ran to the bathroom, and I popped the top on the water, and I run my hand under it. Boy, howdy did that hurt. Yeah. And I'm running my hand under the water, and all the red water's running down my hand. Like, okay. It stings, but maybe I just cut myself. Maybe I won't need stitches at all. Pull my hand back. Nope. I'm going to need fucking stitches. So I called my mom in. We went to the hospital and got stitches again. This is not my first fucking rodeo getting stitches with a knife.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't have knives anymore. That's why I don't fucking carry them, because I can't be trusted with them, because I'm going to do stupid shit.
Yeah,
that thing, I would spin. I would spin that actively. But I would try.
I had the same thing. It depends on what happens, because if it's like blunt damage, adrenaline takes a lot longer to go down.
Yeah.
Like, when I've been stabbed, that happens quick. Anytime I've been stabbed, my adrenaline wears off fast. But when I've been, like, hit by a car, it takes, like, 20, 30 minutes, and then I'm pissed. Like that guy who hit me in his Mercedes.
Yeah, you were wanting to tell that story.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to... Cause
I don't think I've heard that. I haven't heard this one.
I think it was 2 or 3, second or third one of this, where I think
it was
a story
the second.
when I was like, there's a story I want to say about this, and I forgot what it was.
I think it was the third. I think it was the second.
So I'm going through where we used to bike ride a lot, and I had this really nice bike for a while. I got an auction. It was a really pretty bike. It was a military issue one, actually. So it weighed nothing. It was airlight. It was meant for like people to. It
was probably made of Teflon or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was made for people like jump out of planes and then land on the ground and bike ride.
They jump out of planes, land on the bike. And
no, they attached the bike to their body so they could do whatever. I don't know.
Like Point Break.
That was the story I was told. So my friend gave me this bike for a while. I was using it. Essentially, it was still his. But I'm going through this crosswalk, and this guy is in a really nice Mercedes. But
I can't believe you didn't buy a Mercedes Benz.
But it's this young guy, and he's going way too fast. It's a yellow light.
Who'd have thought?
And he thinks I can make it through here. I'm in the crosswalk. He can't go anyway, but he thinks I can make this. So he doesn't. And I'm in the middle of the crosswalk in front of his car, and he goes, I'm about to hit this person. I don't know if it was because he thought that if he didn't want to see it, but essentially what he did was, you don't exist, and covered his face, and then hit me.
He covered one side of his face and hit you.
He just covered his face and accepted that he was going to hit me. Not slam on the brakes, not try to do anything, just drive through and hope for the best. So he hit me, broke my bike, but I didn't realize that one of the spokes shot into my leg.
Oh, jeez. Do you have a...
No, it's gone.
Ah, shit. I was hoping you had a scar or something.
But no, it shot into my leg because the rim exploded. But this motherfucker drove away.
What?
He drove away. And I remember like getting pissed off about it, but some guy in a pickup truck ran him down and chased him and then figured out where he's lived, and the cops found out, and I did all that shit.
Yeah.
But
didn't replace your bike, did he?
No. But I was, more than anything, I wasn't pissed off about myself, even though I got hit by the car and rolled off his hood. I was mad about my bike. And that's all I was mad about.
How expensive was the bike?
The frame, just alone, apparently was $1,000.
Fuck me!
It was gotten in an auction for like...
No, like, I don't...
It was gotten in an auction for like $100.
Oh, okay, that's entirely different, because, like,
It's worth a lot of money.
Like, I've never, like, even when I was in high school, all these people buying, like, $300 bags and $200 shoes or shit like that. What the fuck? Like,
no.
What is the point?
Essentially, he just, like, drove away, like, you don't exist. And I just remember, like, fucking goddamn it, where the fuck is my fucking bike, you fucking piece of shit? And then the adrenaline wore off. I'm like, oh, I'm bleeding a lot. This is not good. I'm going to pass out.
Wish you had a cell phone. Luckily, that man in the pickup truck came back, and that's when I converted to
to Greg, the truck
to
driver.
Greganism. To do you know if this guy on the internet Evan LeFavor. You ever heard of him?
I've heard of LeFavor.
Evan LeFavor is this guy on YouTube who is God. He is, but the thing is that
crazy.
Here's the thing, though. He's the only person that I've like seen on the internet who I wish that he was right.
Oh, okay.
Because he says things like, "Yeah, like that time I went back in time, and I hung out with Jesus, and we sat down and we watched some good movies like Transformers 2, Back to the Future, stuff like that." And I'm thinking to myself, like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That sounds great." And he says marijuana is given to people through the marijuana fairy who is passed
I wish
down.
That was the thing.
And again,
I don't even smoke, and I wish that was the thing.
And that's the thing. Like, out of all the insane people who think that they're God or something like that, he is like the most laid back, chilled. Yeah, we'll watch movies. We'll have a great time. We'll go out for some drinks, maybe have some dinner. It sounds fantastic.
Okay, I remember. There was something I wanted to show you.
Okay.
Okay. So
Creeps on his phone.
Yeah. I just remembered it as we were talking. So this is just a really short article. It's only that.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was translated or not.
What's the title?
Okay. The rumor come out.
Okay, already you lost me.
Yeah, and then there's the parentheses. Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Okay.
Are you intrigued? Because I fucking... Oh, what the hell is
You
this?
lost it?
No, it's just that there's a weird ad. Hold on.
You know, a week? 2 weeks. 2 weeks before my wedding, as you know, I invited Kirby Morrow, the guy who voice acts Goku on Dragon Ball Z. He's my voice acting teacher. He apparently, on his Facebook, posted, I got a wedding coming up in 2 weeks. Anyone interested in being my date? And of course, he didn't bring anybody. Because you don't fuck with Kirby Morrow. But on, like 2 days later, someone posted an article on his Facebook that Kirby then linked to everyone on his friends list, of which I am a part of, that was basically, is Kirby Morrow gay? And it was basically that Kirby is in the closet and he needs to come out because this wasn't a definitive. It was just you never really see him with a girl anymore. Maybe he's gay. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, I remember years ago at Anime Evolution, back when it was at SFU still, before that whole Terry Fox incident happened, that he showed up with a girlfriend. This tall, long-legged, big-titted, blonde girl.
I can't look it up through here because this is an ad I can't get rid of.
Oh, jeez.
So I wanted to read it.
Oh, well. Next time.
Oh, fuck this.
Like, where the fuck did that ad come from, too? Because
I don't know. I can't get rid of it.
Regardless. And he's sitting there like, wow, what a read. I'm surprised that people know more about me than I know about me. Which, by the way, Kirby Morrow is as straight as the day is long.
Yeah. He's a weird guy.
I really like Kirby.
Yeah. I found it really funny that he wasn't invited to Fan Expo when the guy who plays Vegeta is.
That floors me.
Like, he lives here.
You know what? I'll send him a text right now. I have Kirby Morrow on my phone. I will send him a text right now. Where is he?
Where is he coming?
Kirby, here we go.
Shit.
Why aren't you going to Fan Expo? Question mark. There is a DBZ panel.
Apparently. There's a couple people from Dragon Ball.
Apparently. And others from your what? Like, because I know that like 9 people have played
lineage.
Goku. Your lineage. Your lineage will be there. Aren't. Sorry, I said are. He's not going. You want Google?
Yeah, I want to read this to you. It's amazing. So
yeah, that kind of bugs me because I remember that when I was talking to Scott McNeil at one of the conventions, he plays like 6. Scott's going to be there, yeah?
I think.
I wouldn't be surprised, but like, what the fuck? Because I know he does like 6 voices on the show, including Piccolo, and no one does Piccolo. I was talking to Kirby, and he was saying about how he the new Dragon Ball Z series came out. I don't know if it's a series or a movie or something like that. But I was saying, he's like, the new Dragon Ball Z blank came out. I said, oh shit, are you going to be Goku? And he says, no, I'm not going to be Goku. I said, why not? You're Goku. Like, it's on your fucking picture when we go to your classes. And he says, yeah, I had to re-audition to play Goku. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would you have to re-audition for a character that you are known as? I guarantee, I don't guarantee, I don't know this for sure, but I'm willing to bet money that when other people at other conventions, show up to the Dragon Ball Z panel and some other guy is there as Goku, they're not going like, you're my favorite Goku. I guarantee it's fucking Kirby.
Yeah. Okay, so I finally got the ad to go away. So, Bruno Mars is gay, ? Is the most discussed in the media in the few years ago. Even it has happened in 2012. But some of the public still curious about what exactly happening and to be the reason of the rumor come out about his gay.
I think that this was translated from something, from English to something, then back to English.
At that time, he became massive social networking rumor. The public especially... Okay. Especially his fans are shocked. He just came out... It's spelled weird.
Yeah.
He just came out with his bad rumor, which spread massively. Period. This not time about his music career. This but his bad rumor. The rumor is out a standardized hoax. Yeah, right. According to last reported, the singer revealed his as homosexual. This is fucking hard to read. Do you still believe or not? This rumor is really much talked about, even in the person of his fans. I love this article. It's so dumb.
I love when they say the person of his fans, because all I can think of is like a single congealed mass.
Just that sentence right there. The rumor is out of standardized hoax. What the fucking cunt does that mean?
What is a standardized hoax?
How does something come out of that?
That is fucked.
Shit like that is magical.
Yeah.
Anything like that that's just awfully written makes me happy.
I'm hoping that my phone glows in a minute where Kirby sends, it's Sunday. He's not doing anything. I know he's not doing anything because he tells me that Sundays nothing happens.
Yeah, but that stuff makes me laugh. Like My Immortal.
I love My Immortal.
Just how awful it is. This girl's having a stroke.
To anyone listening,
read
go read the My Immortal Harry Potter fan fiction.
If you can't find it right away, just look up worst fan fiction ever.
It's a fucking train wreck of candy and fireworks. And it's phenomenal.
It's believable.
It's super believable.
We were trying to find
troll.
Yeah,
that dedication.
We were trying to find fan fictions. We found one that was funny, but the problem is it was a guy like us trying to be as funny as he could.
Are you talking about Sonic and the Great War?
Yes, Sonic and the Great War. And one of the lines is, so Skrillex and Shadow the Hedgehog went to Ponyville to solve the problem of the apples.
Oh, God.
What the cunting?
Why Skrillex? Like, you can tell that it's totally fucking scripted, but I'm bothered that more of this shit... I want more My Immortal. I want someone who sat down, wrote this out, and legitimately in their heart said, this is good.
Like Gale.
And like Gale. And people will write this. And people will read this, they'll like it. And you know what? Regardless of all the flammers that she's getting, it's a work of art.
If you somehow listen to this and you're the girl, or maybe even guy that wrote My Immortal, please contact us.
Yeah,
we want you to write things for us, because you're amazing. It's essentially like the paperclip came out and said, you're not spelling this right. Do you need help? And she was like, fuck off, prep, and threw it to the side.
Yeah. Hey, I see you're writing really shitty Harry Potter fan fiction. Mind if I destroy it?
Too bad.
Like,
it's hard to find genuine stupid.
It really bothers me that fan fiction has kept us amused and entertained for the last several weeks, and it's about to end.
Yeah.
We're on the last chapter. So tomorrow at work during lunch is it. That's when the majesty ends.
We'll have to find another one.
We do. You know, I haven't felt this depressed since I beat Persona 4.
Wow, you're a weeb.
That's a great game, man. But we're losing something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Something important. Something that has brought you and me and Eric to tears, laughing so hard.
Yeah. Just the like didn't even.
It's the little things
and
in
the
life
thing is,
that count.
The thing is, when you read this, you'll find out.
Read it, please read it.
Someone helped.
Yeah,
There was
several people helped.
There was a couple proofreaders. Yeah, it seems like someone who wrote this is having a massive stroke or brain hemorrhaging.
Because we had who are the people that helped? There was Raven. I know Raven. I can't remember the person who helped the second time.
I don't know.
Some other stupid fucking goth name. But neither Raven nor what the hell is her name? Ebony, Darkness, something or other.
Yeah.
But whoever the hell this, like, she read it over and it was fine. Then Raven looked it over and it was fine. And then they published it and it wasn't fine. You couldn't go 3 sentences in.
Maybe Raven was an actual bird.
Maybe Raven was a bird.
Like he was just pecking at the goddamn
Like there's got to be an
keyboard.
explanation. Like yeah, like she would read it out loud to the bird, and when the bird like made a noise or stepped a certain way, she went back and like changed it and then read it again, and the bird didn't. So what was the original draft like?
It was okay.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Discussion is over. How did we get to talking about the fan fiction?
I have nothing.
Oh, come on. We got to be able to
I'm
do
barely
it.
awake.
Fan fiction. Take a step back from the fan fiction. We ended up with... Okay, well, what was before we were talking about the fan fiction? We were talking about voice actors.
And then the horrible spelling about Bruno Mars is gay.
Okay, so we went from fan fiction, Bruno Mars is gay, bullshit that Kirby Morrow was taking the piss out of, Dragon Ball Z panel at Fan Expo, taking a step back from Fan Expo. How did we get to talking about Fan Expo?
We were talking about Kirby.
That
came up because of the Bruno Mars is gay thing.
Okay.
Because apparently he's gay.
Because we and here's the problem. Like once we get to a certain point, we go theater, and that's the end, and we made it.
Well, no, because we were talking about something. How do we get from your wife's dream to theater?
I think as we were talking about James Franco, some sort of theatrical art piece that didn't make sense.
Maybe.
You have to suffer for your art. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to listen to this over again. I'm just going to edit it and put it up. That's the point.
Yeah.
But
okay. Well, that was
the show. Thanks everyone for sticking around and listening to How Did We Get Here? My name is Mouse.
And I'm Creep.
See you next time.
Fuck Vincent.
Fuck Vincent.